Welcome back to News Across Nigeria. The new commanding officer of the 72 Special Force Battalion in Makurdi, Major General Adekunle Shoduke, has denied knowledge of the planned relocation of the Nigerian Army School of Military Engineering to Maiduguri, Benue State. The commanding officer disclosed this when he visited Governor Samuel Otom at the government house in Makurdi to assure the government of the continuous military-civil relations with host communities in the state. Mr. Otom, who expressed worry over the plan to relocate the institute that has served in the provision of engineering services to Benue and the North Central region.
When the Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies came on board, our people too had the opportunity to benefit from it directly, and this is also appreciated. The value addition to knowledge is deeply appreciated, but we would like to seek clarification because last week I received information which is yet to be clarified that the institute is about to be moved from Benue State. I don't know how true that is. We had had such move in the past before, and we said no. At this time in the history of Nigeria, if it is development coming to our state and then moving out to other states, it will not be right.
The military high command is doing a lot of reorganization, and there's nobody that has said that Nigeria is moving to Maiduguri as of now. And what we will do is to see that all stakeholders involved in the activities of the school are well taken care of, and will not ruffle any unnecessary feather.
From there, the police authorities have intensified efforts to stem the tide of kidnapping in the southern part of the country. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Solomon ARASE, promised that they will continue to discourage the payment of ransoms for kidnapped persons. Speaking at a one-day training for officers in anti-kidnapping organized by the National Crime Agency of the UK in Abuja, Mr. ARASE says the police is mindful of the danger faced by kidnapped victims, but the payment of ransom is an inducement which will not be allowed by the force. He enjoins all officers to brace up to the new tactics of kidnappers who are now targeting traditional rulers.
Like a bad dream, the people of Olomoro in the Isoko South local government area of Delta State woke up to the reality of their traditional ruler forcefully taken away from his palace by kidnappers. While community leaders are meeting to ensure the release of their rulers from his abductors, the Inspector General of Police is advising against payment of ransom.
Along the line, we now discover that the trends started moving into other geopolitical areas. And of recent, I'm sure you must have also read that now they are not targeting traditional rulers, especially in Delta State, and it's becoming very, very worrisome. Our strategic response has always been to discourage the payment of ransom, because doing that we think will encourage people to carry on their criminal activities. But at the same time, we are also very mindful about the safety of the people, the victims who are kidnapped.
With the increase in activities of kidnappers, the head of the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom pledged to collaborate with the Nigerian police to tackle the menace.
This is not for us. This is not just a one-week course. This is an ongoing commitment to the Nigerian police force, probably annually at least, to come back and help train and work with. Because bear in mind, we do this for a slightly selfish purpose as well, because we do get people from the United Kingdom, from the rest of Europe, kidnapped within Nigeria. So when that happens, we work very closely with your guys, so we need to know we're all speaking the same language, as in police language, and we're all using the same tactics. Very important when we're dealing internationally on kidnaps.
The one-day training organised by the British High Commission is aimed at mapping out strategies on how to combat kidnapping in the country.
Staying with security issues, so let's take a look at more than a couple of states. Kaduna, Kebbi, Niger, Sokoto, Zamfara, Kogi, Ebonyi may now heave a sigh of relief as security forces step up operations, arresting some suspected criminal gangs.
Joint security operations in Kaduna State's deadly Kamuku forest, bordering 7 states in the northwest zone of Nigeria, has led to the recovery of about 30,000 cattle, allegedly stolen by rustlers. After a joint meeting of governors of the northwest states, Katsina State Governor AMINU MASARI said he was satisfied with the performance of the security forces.
I think we have made tremendous progress, and you can see now that the activities of the caste rustlers has gone down very much. So we expect that within a short time, more progress will be made.
In north-central Nigeria, these notorious criminals in Kogi State have been on the police wanted list in the last 6 months. Now they've been arrested by men of the joint security forces.
There is this notorious gang of armed robbers that often target police officers and men. They would often shoot at them and dispossess them of their firearms. We've been able to kill some of them, and one of them is in custody. And we recovered from him one of the rifles that he took from one of our slain policemen.
And in the southeast, 129-year-old Benjamin Ibiam has been arrested in Ebonyi State. He is suspected of having killed one Chijioke and buried him in a shallow grave at Ubonna Forest in the state. The State Commissioner of Police reassured law-abiding citizens that the command will leave no stone unturned to protect life and property.
It is important to stress that as the police, we will not also condone such heinous conduct within our own formation. We continue to hope that we will all remain committed to the worthy cause of protecting all lives and property within Ebonyi State.
As the police commands continue to launch anti-robbery strikes in different states, a sustained momentum in the coming days will definitely make a difference.
Let's finish this edition of News Across Nigeria with a story of hope and the future and development, where the NDDC, the Niger Delta Development Commission that is exploring ways of attracting investment and forging partnerships to bring more development to the region. To this end, they've received visiting officials from MBUD Studio 2000, which is a Polish company involved in engineering, procurement and construction of power plants and utilities. The meeting took place at the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital.
Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Delta and Bayelsa are just some of the states that make up the NDDC, and they all have one thing in common: crude oil in commercial quantities. But underdevelopment has been the bane of some of these areas. The NDDC was set up for one thing: to serve as a medium by which the region will be developed. That's why it's a welcome occasion for the NDDC management when an investor like MBUD Studio 2000 from Poland comes promising to put up 60% of the cost of its new projects. Director of NDDC's Public-Private Partnership Department does not mince words about too little funding for the common projects.
We have road projects, bridges within and around the region. We've done electricity projects within and around the region. But we are covering entire 9 states. And we have not made the impact because we don't have all the money.
The chairman of the MBUD Group, Emil Musiel, speaking through an interpreter, says the company's interests go beyond construction of power plants to the environment.
Only talking about supplying energy for consumption, we're talking of the side effect of improving the environment, the ecological factors. No emission of CO2 to the atmosphere. We're talking about good health, because of the good environment.
The company is hopeful that a collaboration for procurement of infrastructure could be profitable in the palm kernel business.
If we can solve that handicap, most of the biomass of palm kernel shell are bought from Malaysia, Indonesia. From Nigeria, we can sell it even $120 per ton. From Malaysia, because of the long distance, they are selling about $250 to $300 per ton.
It's a fact-finding mission, and the Polish company feels certain that it can furnish the NDDC with more details in the future of how both organizations can turn around the energy situation and other development concerns in the Niger Delta.
And that's it for today on News Across Nigeria. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thank you for watching. See you again.